Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Science of Wealth today, a podcast about science, the science behind wealth. My name is Enya Epele, and I'm a success advisor with the Paradigm Shift Institute, along with the host and visionary of the broadcast, Anu Wadhwasani. We are so glad you joined us today, especially as this is the last episode of the series. I know that you're kind of wondering, but don't worry. We're definitely on to new things and do hope that you got the best of it. We have so much more prepared for you, so please stay tuned. Um, we would like you to note that these broadcasts are available or are valuable, but as a service to you, we offer them at no cost. So we would deeply appreciate if you attend, take great notes, implement, and invite your friends to this community so that they can also participate and receive the greatest benefits. So if you want to learn more about the PSI team, you can kindly visit our Facebook group guide and you'll find all our information there. So welcome, Anu. How are you doing today?
I am wonderful. And I'm so excited for this podcast. I know it's the last one, but we are starting something new as well. So it's kind of like 16 weeks already. Wow, that was so quick, right? And I do want
Really?
to say a very warm welcome to everyone in our community, in our Paradigm Shift group. And we are actually going live in a couple of other places today. So if you're not in our group, so please join us because that's where we do have our regular free trainings, events, podcasts. So you don't want to miss out. So if you don't know how to, just message or comment in there and then we will help you out. But I'm so excited and very grateful to have everyone here. And how are you doing, Inia?
I'm doing good. Life is good. We're really taking it on as it comes to us.
Yes.
So, this is the last episode. We don't have much time, so let's just dive in.
Yeah.
And, we have come to the end of, 16 powerful episodes of The Science of Wealth. Wow. I remember when we first started, and we're already at 16. It's
Yeah.
amazing. And I think one of the very strong points or the very strong lessons I got was from some of the stories you have shared here.
Yeah.
And one of the ones I remember most was the one about your client who now runs a luxury rehabilitation center.
Yeah.
So, can you just refresh our memories with that and share the
Yeah.
lesson behind that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's, I would say, one of the many quantum leap stories we create here regularly at Paradigm Shift Institute. And this story in particular, you know, it shows the really the power of mentorship, power of our blueprint, which we teach people to quantum leap their results, and power of really changing from having a victim mindset to really taking the responsibility, and how when you start living from inside out instead of outside in, what that can do for you. So that's what this story is about. And if you weren't there, when we share this, so just a brief recap of the story. So this lady who we had we offered one-on-one coaching to her. So it was a private, she was a private client. And this lady, she was a nurse, and, due to some reasons or bad company, she got into drugs, and she kind of got really, it was in a bad place. It was at the point where she was like, no, she didn't want to live even, and she made some suicidal attempts. So that was not a good place. But during her rehabilitation process, and that's how through the center, she was referred to us, and she joined us for one-on-one coaching. And here she was, from this place of not wanting to live, but now having the story that, the experience where she has opened her own luxury rehabilitation center. So being a person who was struggling to really come out of the drugs and having that mindset, didn't want to live anymore, but now she has not only recovered herself from that and gained her confidence back, but now she has actually taken and used all those experiences, the pain she went through, to actually help other people who are in the same kind of shoes. And not only just by helping them in any standard rehabilitation center. She's actually taking only very high class private clients in a luxury rehabilitation center place. It's near the beach. It's beautiful. And that's happened when she started living inside out with our guidance, and when she was able to focus on what she wanted rather than her physical reality, which she was experiencing through her senses. It wasn't a reality, but that was kind of, she was thinking that's the only place she could experience. But when she started focusing on what she could do, what she wanted, and letting the senses go, and obviously that's what we helped her with, the results were amazing. And I thank you for reminding that story, actually, because this actually not only just tell you that yes, what you can achieve, but also how fun her life is now, right? So it's not really, financial wins aside, the rehabilitation win aside, what she's feeling now in compared to when she started the journey, not wanting to live at all to living to the fullest and helping others to come out of that. It's a great win, I think.
Yeah, love that story. Really do. And I hope that testimonial or that story is something that benefits someone who is watching or will watch this today. So,
Yes.
Anu, um, I think the this podcast, is a great initiative, and it has helped me also personally to see the science and mechanics of how wealth can flow to anyone, regardless of your line of
It's
business.
break down here. Yeah.
Can
Can
you
you
hear
hear me?
me?
I can hear you now. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sometimes this network thing
Yeah.
be out of our control. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Yes, I can hear you well.
Okay. So during my downtime, I like to watch this series called The Caribbean Billionaire Lifestyle. And
Wow. Right. That sounds interesting. I haven't.
yeah, it is very interesting. And I started watching it because of the science of wealth. So on one of the episodes, there was this guy, he's a masseuse, and he has dreads down to his feet, right? Guess how much he charges for foot massage in the Caribbean islands? 5,000 pounds.
Wow.
5,000 for
Okay.
one foot massage. So you can imagine the kind of clients that he has. And
Mm,
I think this is a great example of a millionaire self image, you know, and a
yeah.
lot of people tend to look down on who they are and what they can accomplish simply because they are operating from an incorrect self image. So, what do you have to say to them?
Wow. I really love this example you shared. So a person who had dreads down to his feet and is charging £5,000, and you obviously were surprised, and I'm surprised to hear that. But you know what? I'm actually not surprised. I was surprised to hear, wow, okay, that's a great concept they have used in terms of, in the movie. But actually, this is exactly relevant to what we're talking here, right?
Right.
So, you know, your results are not dictated by how others sees you. It's how you see you in your own mind first. So in this example, what you've shared, from his external image, someone might think, oh, really? Oh, it doesn't look like he's going to be that good, or he's going to be charging that much, or should we get that from him or not? But it looks like in this example, this guy did not let the others to control how he sees himself in his own mind. So it tells me his self-image was great in that, right? So that's why he was able to charge that much. He was able to think that he's worthy of getting that much per massage. That's exactly why he was earning or charging people with that much of amount. People want to achieve their higher results, and they think, oh, they can just do that and without really having to change anything inside, just by changing the strategies. It's not going to happen. Why? Because self-image is like, I usually use this as an example. It's like a thermostat, like a cybernetic system. So we can't expect the room temperature to change without changing it here, right? Because this is a cybernetic system. This is controlling the temperature of the aircon in the room. Similarly, our self-image is controlling our results. And if we say I'm earning 100,000 a year now, and I want to make that to 100,000 a month, we can't expect that change until and unless that self-image is conditioned to the level of the results you're seeking. Now, that can be a challenge, right? But the thing here to first to notice that you can never outperform the self-image. So that's one. And that's one of the big part of the PSI, right? What we do here, we help you to upgrade your self-image. And that's why people, when they do that, they're able to get instant results at quantum leaps, because they're able to shift that. Now, coming back to what you just said in your questions, that a lot of people look down on who they are. Why? Because they're probably comparing them with other people, right? And also, they don't see themselves the way their image within their own mind, the way they see themselves in their own mind, is not matching with their results. And they operate from this place of, oh, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. That is telling me that their self-image is not that healthy. So they need to do something about that. And obviously, one of the event which we're actually having next week, it's actually addressing exactly the same problem. So, which is millionaire self-image, and we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. So if that's you, whoever is listening here, that you struggle with that self-worth, that you don't see yourself actually achieving the result what you actually want, that's the problem you need to start fixing first. And we can help you in that event.
Right, right. Wow. Self-image is really powerful, isn't it? Every time I think about that guy, I'm just so amazed.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
great.
event comes up in the next 5 days. And personally, I consider it very significant for this time of the year. I think it's such a great topic for this time of the year. And of course, a very great follow up for what we had last month. Okay, making my first million. So, from making my
I
first
lost you
million,
there for a few seconds again. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you now.
Great.
Okay, so from making my first million, we are stepping into 24, 2024 Millionaire Self Image Challenge. It's a challenge. Okay, so would you like to shed some light on what people should expect?
Sure. You know, I would say an answer to this question is actually in the form of the question. So, for whoever is listening to this, if you are looking to make 2024 as your best year ever, that's for you. And when I say, I know you're probably saying, oh, I've heard this, so many people claiming that. And, yes, I want this. But I'm not saying that if you are just interested, but if you really want to make that happen as the best year, you should be here in this event. If you are someone who's feeling exhausted, of trying different things, webinars, YouTubes, books, reading, but without much luck and change in your results, you should be here for the event. If you have been stuck in the same income range for years, you must join this. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you've got so much information in your head, you know so much, but you're not doing that much. There's a so big gap in your knowing and doing. You don't know the exact steps what you need to do. You should be here. You should be registering your, for this event. And if you feel you've been unable to, give yourself or your family the lifestyle you always wanted, this event is for you. If you want to turn your annual income into your monthly income, that's for you. If you want to become a millionaire in less than 18 months and you're committed to do the way, so it's not going to be something which is going to kind of keep you in the comfort zone, that's for you. So you must attend our upcoming Millionaire Self-Image Challenge. If any of this, what I've said, is resonating with you, it is free, but yes, it comes with the time investment. And I believe time is more expensive than money. If you commit yourself to give that much time, I promise you, you will walk out of this event with so much of clarity. And not only just clarity, you will be feeling like a millionaire. You will walk out vibrating in that frequency with so much of clarity, with the exact steps you need to take to reach that goal. So you can't miss out.
I think that's for about everybody. Okay, so you heard her. Anybody who falls into all those categories should be here. And I think this is just the appropriate time to prepare you
Yeah,
for 2024. Now,
absolutely.
Anu, just at the back of that, I know a lot of people whose paradigms, money paradigms, are so strong when it comes to just hearing the word millionaire. It just seems like
Mhm,
something that is so, it's a distant thing for them.
mhm.
So, what would you say to listeners who believe that the millionaire status is for people like them, not people like me?
Yeah. You know, your questions are so good. They really touch the problem most people feel. And, what is $1 million? Bob used to say this. I mean, people who don't know me much, but Bob, when I say, is Bob Proctor, right? So Bob Proctor used to say this: million is not a big or small number. It's only what you're thinking makes it so.
Mhm.
So if you're feeling it's something out of your reach, it's not for you, it's too big, then let me tell you this: that's your perception about that figure, which is the problem, not $1 million itself. And another thing to note here, our perception is controlled by our paradigms. If you're new here, you don't know what paradigm is. A very brief definition: paradigm is a multitude of our habits which is controlled by our subconscious part of our mind. And that controls pretty much all our habitual behaviors. Now, your perception is controlled by your paradigm. Now, if you keep operating at the same paradigm where your current results are, your perception will not change. And if you are, like, say for instance, you're earning 100,000 and you want to make $1 million, your money paradigms, you're operating at this level and you want to go from here to there, the paradigm has to be shifted in a huge way, and that will take care of your perception about this as well. Now, the reason I'm really going in depth in this, because I hope this will give you the awareness that why you feeling the way you're feeling about this figure, if that's a problem for you, right? But if it is not, if you've accepted this, that's great, because you're one step ahead. But if not, again, this event will take care of this issue if you're feeling that. Because you may say, I am following certain business strategies. I have made up a plan. I know this is what I'm doing exactly. You've come up with all these strategies. But if your perception, if your paradigm, if your self image is not there yet, I promise you, you're not going to have great luck. You're not going to have great results in that. Even if you did have some increment, it is going to come back again. Why? The temperature is going to come back to where it is set at. And that's exactly the self image is, right? So you must be aware of this, but not only aware of this, take action, learn more, and take the right steps to upgrade that self image. Did I
Hmm.
address your question?
Oh yeah, sure you did. So wow, this is really powerful. So this event is a great reminder that the millionaire status can be for anybody. There's no wealth is not a respecter of persons. If you use the right key, you're going to unlock the door. It's as simple as that. And I keep still thinking about that guy in the Caribbean who in a day probably makes nothing less than 50,000 to 100,000 pounds on a daily basis. You know?
Yeah.
So, Anu, what I know this is the last episode, but of course, we don't like to leave our viewers without some activity. So, what are the announcements or the follow-up and the follow-up activities that you have for today?
Sure. So for the announcement bit, I mean, we've already been chatting about this event. So we do have this event coming up, Millionaire Self-Image Challenge, starting on 12th of December, 9 p.m. AEST. So depending on where you are, so please convert that in your time zone. So that starts on Tuesday for 3 days. It will be live, free event. Replays are going to be available for 7 days within our community, but you must register for this event to be able to get the access to all that. And I'm sure one of our team member would be putting the link here. Please go ahead and register for the event. If you have any problem, just reach out, message us. We'll be there to help you. Now, what this event is going to do, I've kind of addressed that who it is for, but I just want to add a little bit more that what you'll be getting in there as well. So, firstly, one of the things we are really, give clarity to people on, not only just working on the spiritual dimension, we help people to work on the three dimensions: spiritual, intellectual, and physical. So this event is going to take care of all these dimensions. So if you feel, oh, I know what to do, I'm writing my goals, I just know, I believe I'm going to get there, but I don't know the physical steps, we'll take care of that. Or maybe you've got too many things to do, strategies, you're feeling burnt out and you are not feeling inside that you can get there. You've got this issue with the belief, we'll take care of that. We will help you to create a plan. So there is a blueprint we will be sharing with you, which I have used myself to be able to make my first million in 18 months. And this is exactly I'll be sharing with you as well. So you will not only have the clarity with the blueprint, but also you will walk out feeling like a millionaire. Plus, there is an accountability. Yes, we've taken care of that as well, that we know by listening to the material doesn't get you the results. It's when you take the actions, when we're there to assist you, encourage you to take the action. So you all who register for this event will have an allocated success advisor. We will be there to assist you with any questions, any clarity you need, and encouraging you to really take these steps. And there's going to be some homework every single day. And the reason for that is to get you in the action. So we're going to take care of all that. Only thing you need to do now is take that action and register for that free event. So do this, favor on yourself by gifting this Christmas or New Year present and register for this event. I promise you're going to send me a big thank you note after that.
Yes, I know they will because it's absolutely promises to be amazing.
Yeah.
So,
I
go
have this
ahead.
question for you, Inia, if I may. So, what are your thoughts and the expectations about this upcoming event and the next
You
level
know,
of the
Paradigm
series?
Paradigm Shift Institute has has impacted my life in a really big way. And if you had asked me about millionaire status maybe like 2 years ago, I'll just be staring at you like, what's she talking about? But you see, right now, my mind is open to the possibilities. And after even the past event, because the past event really made a huge impact. So this for me is a great, you know, prompter
Yeah.
for what my 2024 can be like. And Anu, I love something that Neville Goddard said. He took the verse from the Bible, but when I read it, it took on an entirely new dimension where he was talking about mansions. And I began to think to myself, like, who are the kind of people who live in mansions? Because if you go to a well-kept mansion, you'll see that it is very well, you can see the mind of who the owner is, the way the gardens are kept, the way they host their parties, the kind of visitors they have, the kind of cars they drive. All of that is actually saying, it's speaking something. It's
Exactly.
telling you exactly what the mind behind the owner is. And I realized that, stepping into this millionaire self-image is like you stepping into that mansion. What kind of mind do you need? How should you think? How should you act? So for
Absolutely.
me, that's exactly what it is. For me, the self-image challenge is like expanding my mind to what it means, So I'm really
That's
excited,
right. Yeah.
and
I
I'm
really
looking
love
for.
the analogy you use, and that's so true, right? People think that they can just change their results by living in the same mindset, by living in the same kind of decisions they make. No, it's not going to happen until you upgrade that. Similarly, in my, if I look back, I feel I have been in a place where we didn't have any house and we were renting just a tiny room in another person's house, right? And I'm talking, long back when I was in India. Experiencing that to having this desire of owning multiple properties and rental properties and having a beautiful lifestyle home and all that, that did not happen until I started seeing myself living in there, until I started feeling, yes, I deserve that, I can have that. And until, most importantly, I started making the decisions which were scary, uncomfortable, at the level of those people who earn that kind of income. Then these results are by law, they're not by luck anymore, right? Now, one of the thing I did miss in the announcement is, so for the podcast, this is our final podcast for the Science of Wealth, as we mentioned. So we are going to start a new podcast. It will not be next week because we have this event, so we'll be offering. So stay tuned in. We will share more details, what day and how that looks like, maybe in our event next week. But this is the final episode for this podcast. We were running the Science of Wealth. We will be starting something new, more exciting, more in resonance with the new year. So I promise you that.
Wow, you're just putting us in suspense. Like, what's she up to now? What's she up to now? What's she up to now? So yeah, thank you so much for that. And just to add in here that, I know that there are people here who may have already attained that level of first million, right? But you have to know that there is still so much more for you. So open up your mind to be here. Okay. So maybe Anu, the next time we're going to do the maybe it'll be 2025 billionaire self-image challenge.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a great idea. That is a great idea.
Right. So thank you so much for being part of this series. We are so happy that you joined us and continue to join us. And I am genuinely looking forward to all the possibilities going into the new year. So be excited to take on this 2024 billionaire self-image, and make sure your imagination is in high gear, because what probabilities that 2024 holds are real. So but you have to start planning right now. And Anu, I really want to appreciate you, because you have really helped me along the way, and especially helping me realize on a deeper level that playing safe is not going to give us much of a life. And that's why you challenge me, and you're an example of that. I mean, I look at your life, and I see how dedicated you are to what you do, and dedicated also in helping people, because you know that I did it. So it means that you can do it also. You've made yourself constantly uncomfortable, just to reach out to people all over the world, 25 countries now, right? Still counting.
26 now, yeah.
Still counting. So, congratulations. And just to say to everyone, if you're not ready to walk on the waters of discomfort, then you're not ready for this success. You're not ready. We must learn to rise to the capacity of our goal. So, if you want to 2x, 3x, or 10x your income, then you must rise to that capacity. It's in you. It's in you. You must know that you can. You must act like you can. So thank you for showing up today.
Can I
Showing up.
add one thing before you do the
Yes,
closing? Sorry.
yes, please.
I do want to say, I want to add in here, and I want to say thank you to you as well, Inia, because everything what you said would not have worked if you were not committed. So thank you for being a committed student of this material. And I always have said this, and so far you amaze me how you show up. Like the hunger within you, the desire to actually go to the next level and next level has attracted, this kind of teachings and material to you. And you have, yes, you've helped yourself in changing the results, as well as, I'm grateful for you to join our community and obviously helping us and sharing this message on a bigger level. So I couldn't have done that alone. So I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Anu. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So, everyone, showing up is halfway point to success. Make sure you show up. Show up for our live events. Show up for our podcast. Show up for anything we're doing. We offer premium value here. Take decisive action, because that's the other half. So, desire, decide, and take action. That's what you should do. So, today, you've heard that we're coming up with this great event next week. Decide today that you're going to change your current self-image to the next level. Decide to take action today, and that will change your life. Okay? Register for this challenge today, now. Once we get off this podcast, just go register. And feel free to book or DM a call with us if you need support, information, or assistance. You will find the registration link for the event in the comment section, awaiting your action. All you need to do is click, 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 and you've made a difference. So notes, I know I said it, but just to remind you, there's no podcast next week, but we will see you on the 12th of December at the 2024 Millionaire Self-Image Challenge. See you then, and bye-bye for now.
Excellent. Thank you. See you guys.